Hi everyone, this is Vivian. In this video, I'm going to show off my fancy photography studio that does not exist. A while ago, I made a video on how to make seamless Instagram feed. You can check it out here. Ding! And after that video, people will start asking me how do I make those background flat lay objects so white and bright. So in this video, I'm going to show you some tips for achieving that bright and clean look. And with a little bit of help from Photoshop, we can make the photo go from this to this. All you need is a white surface that is white and sturdy and some white foam board to help you with lighting. You can use white foam boards like this that you can get from most office supply stores. If you don't have white foam boards, you can also just clip white paper onto a cardboard. I also have this insulation board that has like this aluminum finish on one side. If you have this around, you can use this too. By the way, I found this in a dumpster in the construction site. So, you cannot get more budget friendlier than this. As you can see, this is the opposite of fancy photo studio setup. So you can probably find similar stuff in your house already. And for the camera, I'm using an iPhone 5 SE. Yes, you heard that right. I'm still using a 5 SE. And I cannot show you because I'm also filming this video right now. And after we have taken the photos, we'll be using Photoshop to do some post-production. If you don't have Photoshop, you can download the free trial version and give it a go. Before I show you exactly how I take flat lay photos, I want to note that this method I'm about to show you works best with colorful objects against a white background. So if you have a cream color paper on a white background, that would probably not work as well. In other words, there should be enough contrast between the objects and the background. Welcome to my photo studio. So this is really just my bed. So you want to find a place where you get the most sunlight. And to me, it's just this window. It's not big at all, but if you have bigger window, that's better. And you want the room to be quite bright. So you want to do this in a sunny-ish day. Make sure you have your indoor light shut off. The reason for that is the indoor light bulb usually has a different temperature, different color than the sunlight, and that just makes the photo looks funny. And also in the place you're taking photo, you want to make sure there's no other color distraction. And by that, I mean if you have a wall that's in pink or in red, that might cast the color onto your photo, so you want to avoid situations like that. So for me, I also have I have those white paper that I just show you, and I just tape it over my closet. I don't want to have that brownish color casting a hue on my photos. It's going to be hard to take photo of light color on light color. So even though I have a white mug, I put it on a color background. This way, when I need to do some photo editing, it will be a lot more easier. I usually just use the native app that comes with my iPhone. You can certainly use other camera app if you think it does a better job. And make sure you turn on the grid in your camera app so you will know that you are shooting straight on. So as you can see in this frame, right now I just have my objects laying on top of this whiteboard. And already you can see it's lighter on this side and it's darker on this side and also on this corner. And of course, because the light is coming from the windows on the left side. So of course the left side will be brighter. You want to make sure that your sunlight is not directly hitting on your object because that way you will create a very harsh shadow. What we're aiming for is a soft shadow. And by soft, I mean the edge of the shadow is not a harsh line. So what we're trying to achieve here is to have the background color, the background white in this case, as even as possible. And all you need to do is to use other whiteboards to bounce off some light onto the baseboard. So now I have even the bottom edge of the photo looking much brighter. I can see the right side is still a little darker. So we'll just have to fix that in Photoshop. When you are ready to take the photo, and if you have the grid turned on as I mentioned, you will see the yellow cross mark, which indicates that you are parallel with the ground. We are going to do just very minor touch-up to enhance the photo. And the ideal is to take the best photo possible that you can, and then do just a little bit touch-up. So if your photo is completely color and the lighting is completely out of whack, then what I'm going to show you is not going to save the photo. So what we're going to do is to use a thing called adjustment layer, where you can come down to the layer panel and then click on this black and white cookie icon. And then we're going to use curve. And with the curve, gives you a 3 eyedropper tool. So the bottom one has a white fill. That means if you click on it, and then you can select on the area of the photo where it should be white. So I'm just going to click on where I want it to turn white, and then voila, the whole photo is, the whole color spectrum is adjusted accordingly. And it gives me this little warning sign. So whatever it means, I'm just gonna click on it, and it will fix the white clipping that's happening in the photo. So we're going to flatten the image. This way we can save it just as a JPEG file. So just save. Hit OK. Then we're done. I think Photoshop is a great tool to have, but it can get a little pricey. They have this discount for students and teachers, so if that applies to you, definitely take advantage of that. And there's also a basic plan, which is like $9.99 a month, that includes Photoshop and Lightroom. So I have a question for you. What do you struggle the most when you take indoor photography? I hope this video has been helpful, and please let me know in the comment if you have any other questions. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel.